Is it over? Have I got what I wanted yet? Have I done enough to these bastards to make them stop? I don't really know anymore. It's hard to feel anything other than just tired. The anger's still there. Has it been quelled at all? I'm not sure. I don't know. I won't feel that it's over until I see proper results with my own eyes. Till then, I need to stay vigilant. We need to keep moving. As it once was, so shall it be again. This is Red Moon role-playing.
O Zenith, 1,000 years of night brought you here. Your light is our light. Your blood is our people. Your body is our home. A bright future emerges from your shadow. Without you, all is darkness. Coriolis Cycle 63, segment of the Faceless One. Carlo. The Red Moon has landed aboard the Asarita as the fleet makes its way back from the mission in Armada. The other strike teams have successfully reported back that their missions too were completed and the remaining Nazarene cells liquidated. The collateral damage of the operations has been significant, with thermonuclears utilized to ensure complete destruction of targets, but in the grand scheme of things, those deaths will pale against the lives saved through the operations and, well, those that would have been lost in case of a horizon-wide war. Denayastir has called you to her room on the Asarita, and as you open it, you see her in there. She's sitting on her bed, looking up from a tabula. Long curled dark hair and refined Zenithian features. Emerald green eyes. She smiles. She's beautiful and she does seem happy to see you, like she usually was when you met up at Al-Qadr in Mulukad. Izam, come sit with me, she says.
I take a moment to adjust my hair. Very tired. Very tired. But I suppose some drink and some company won't go amiss. I have to be careful with this one, though. She won't hesitate to use me as needed, and if I was ever to be a problem, well, it's the Astûrban. They would take care of me. So I suppose I have to keep not being a problem. So I'll go and sit.
You did really well on the planet, as I knew you would. She gently touches your chin. How do you react to that?
I let it happen. I look her in the eyes and say, it was sloppy, and I'm not satisfied. Not really. I won't be until cycles pass and it's all done. Till then, I can't relax, not yet.
I agree. There's much left to be done still. But we should also celebrate the small victories. I asked you to come here since, well, we have some important things to talk about.
I had a feeling you weren't just here to see me for my witty repertoire.
I do enjoy that too. It's happy news. And you see she blushes a bit when she says that. And she takes your hand and she moves it to her stomach. She smiles again. I'm pregnant. And yes, it's yours. And then she takes both your hands. Thomson, I would like to ask for your hand in marriage.
Aha. I don't say anything for a few more seconds.
She's gauging your response. She's smiling. She seems excited about what you will say.
There's no way she would... An agent like this just let herself get pregnant with my child? There's no way this is purely accidental. I'm looking for the motive in her eyes. She's not Nadina. This is a different person.
Perhaps what she says next will help explain it a little bit then. As she notices you hesitating a bit, she says, I want to ensure that they grow up with two parents. And joining the Zenoni and Astir families will make for a very powerful union. One that can become a true force to be reckoned with within the hegemony. Ah, there it is. It's sudden, and I know you don't have to give me an answer now. But with events in the horizon being what they are, we don't exactly have the luxury of time. How do you feel about this? And do you say anything to her?
Who else knows? Does the rest of the bulk of your leading family know? Have you informed my siblings, my house head?
And you see her smile drop a little bit, as though she almost takes offense at that accusation. No, you're the first one I've told. Only you know. And she holds your hands hard. You get the feeling that at least the fact that she's pregnant and that she wants to get married with you and that she does like you, it seems genuine. There might be other reasons too, but you don't think it's all an act.
I kind of turn away, my mind already playing back images of the mission I've just been on, the necessary sacrifices just made. A child, me, a father. Do I want this? Not really. But that's not necessarily a child's fault, is it? Besides, maybe she makes a point. At this time, an allegiance between two major families would be beneficial for both. House Astûr and House Ione. Maybe an alliance such as this could benefit us, maybe even rise us up in the future that's to come. I truly wonder how she feels about it, though. After all, our relationship... a bit of fun and professionalism, hardly a romance, but then again... I find myself thinking of my own mother and father. Did they marry out of political obligation or arrangement or love? Did I ever even find out?
It is quite common in the Third Horizon for these bondings to be made based on love, but it's different from planet to planet and culture to culture. Within the hegemony, of course, bloodlines, noble houses, it is what you would expect. A lot of these things are arranged. The bloodlines need to be kept pure, after all, and the hegemony needs to be strengthened through every union. But from what you know, you think that your father would have approved of this union. House Astûr is one of the most powerful within the hegemony, after all. They are the eyes and the ears of the hegemony.
This is something you truly want? Don't know each other that well, after all. How do you know I'll be a good father? A good match? I'm a bit of a rogue, you know. I smile.
She smiles back. I am too.
Trust there'll be no complications in regard to other entanglements.
Such as?
There are some other people I see. But I will honour our marriage if it goes through.
Oh, of course.
I suppose then, pending approval, I accept. How could I not? My father taught me to try and fulfill my obligations, even if I don't start something. Zione's finish things.
And she giggles a bit at that. Yes, I know. And then she moves to kiss you.
I kiss her back. I do think of the Dina. I hope she'll understand. It's a pity, really. If I'm honest, trust her more than this woman. But maybe that could change in time. If she truly cares for the child and her duty, I suppose I can. I suppose there's a time limit now to how much more roaming I'll be able to do. Not that I've had any time to do it. But the future does need to be secured. I suppose this is acceptable. Although I don't really feel any joy at the prospect of fatherhood and the future. I'm still just thinking about what I've lost and what needs to be done to secure it.
I'm so happy that you see it that way, Azam. Before this goes through, if we can secure permission for it, but I think we can. There are things that you must know, though. There are secrets that must be revealed, because they can't be kept as secrets. You need to know that the Zenithian hegemony are about to take control of the Council of Factions, with the aid of the Consortium. The power plays that have happened over the last cycle have all served to strengthen our position, while discrediting our rivals. The snap election will give us a council fully dominated by the hegemony, the consortium, as well as our allies in the Legion and the Syndicate. The other factions will be brought into the fold when they're able to accept the New Horizon and their roles within it. Through this, we will finally have unified leadership that can stand against the threat posed by the First Horizon, as well as the emissaries and their role in infecting people with the mystic disease.
Sorry, what? Pause a moment there. What do you mean the emissaries are... The emissaries are the source of the so-called mystic disease?
Yes, they are from the Second Horizon. And it is them that are getting this thing to people. We believe that they are essentially creating soldiers that will fight for them. And they pose just as big of a threat as the First Horizon.
We need to be careful there, my dear. I say, thinking of course of my sister. Free will is still free will. It's not quite the same. The mystic problem is not... I personally do not believe it is something that needs to be dealt with as harshly as others think. Something that needs to be studied, controlled, yes, but studied.
You're right that we do need to understand it better. But all indications are that they are or will eventually fall under the thrall of the Second Horizon. We have many enemies, right? The way that we've gotten here, though, has included backroom deals and covert actions that have yielded results, but they've all had a cost. And you will come to learn, and that's why I want you to know, and why I want you to hear it from me, that the assassin that was sent to eliminate Dolkasar was indeed from the Order of the Pariah. Was sent to cover up their people trafficking operation and the kidnapping of the mystics. But the bombs were actually placed by an overly zealous splinter cell of the Astûrban as a false flag attack. They stepped across the line in the deaths they caused among the Zenithian families. We do not kill our own blood. It was a truly tragic mistake, and the responsible have been eliminated. I need you to believe me when I say that. But before you say anything more, there is a bright spot in all this. This event, it served to unify us against our enemies in the Order of the Pariah, because this blatant act had their fingerprints all over it. You know as well as I do that they are a true threat, and that they will oppose us at every turn. And she looks at you very seriously, trying to gauge your reaction here, knowing that it was the Astûrban that were responsible for your family's death, and not the Order of the Pariah.
I clench my fist. I go to find a drinks cabinet if there is one and try and pour myself something. I am deeply, deeply conflicted. On one hand, the Order of the Pariah, of course, the Order of the Pariah, but the Astûrban. Of course, it was the bloody Astûrban. Third Horizon. Would it may have made any difference, though? Would I still have done what I did? I probably would have. And what's done is done, and there's no hiding from your past, no hiding from your mistakes. I grunt a little. You're telling me those responsible for this overzealous act have been dealt with?
Yes. You have my word on that. And it should not have happened this way. And I do mourn the deaths of your family, as do all of us in the Astûrban. I know that this angers you, as it should. And I could reveal these facts to the Horizon and ask my sister to apologize in the bulletin, if that would make you happy. But I think you will realize, as I have, that this will not bring them back, and it would only serve to discredit us and weaken us. We must look to the future now. Our future, and the future of our child is on. And she touches your cheek. You want what is best for our child, right?
I want what's best for everyone, including those dubbed mystic, just so we're clear.
She looks at you quizzically, but then she smiles. We will get through this together, son. She moves in close, and your hand is on her belly again. As a family.
Family are, I suppose, all that truly matters. And I turn and... I don't know, maybe I just drink some more. It's all a bit much. And who am I to fight the higher dealings of the great houses? I was never going to in the first place. I just wanted my vengeance, and maybe I've had it. Maybe. I suppose unity is unity, and I'm sure the other factions will see that over time. I will do what I can for the Mystics, though. For my sister, no one is going to harm her, not even my wife. But I'll have to deal with that when I can.
And she smiles at you. Pig, you and the boy are aboard the Red Moon. You're playing with the friend bots. And the friend bot that found the bomb and saved your lives. You're showing the boy something. What is it?
We've gotten quite far in the construction of our centipede one. It was initially going to be a bit shorter, but we kept working on it. It's just fun to see all these legs interact and how it actually is able to keep control. And it's so weird. It's like whatever satisfaction I used to get out of putting these together, not to mention taking them apart or taking anything apart, it's just slowly fading out. It's like me taking something apart, putting it back together. Yeah, I just do it so that he can see what I'm doing, and then I want to see him do it. That's what brings me happiness these days. I don't know what's going on. Am I going soft? Am I losing something? Or what's going on? I just show him like how to attach another segment, and then I take it off again, because I don't want to be the one putting it together. And I gesture for him to do it.
And he does, and he smiles, and you've been quite close for a long time now, but especially after all the scary things that happened in Odason, we've perhaps grown even closer.
Yeah. It's like I suddenly, from having experiences that I know I love. I love the fighting. I love getting in there. I love shooting. I love messing people up. And then, occasionally putting someone back together again. Sometimes I'd hear the song of my sister and I'd want to know what was deeper inside, and I'd pick them apart even more. I'd make a grimace and then instantly try and hide it again as the boy looks at me. Smile back at him. It was not at him. I was grimacing. It was at myself, I guess. What? Why? What's changing actually? Why do I feel bad every time Al-Walim calls up? It's like, do I owe him something? Am I losing what I used to enjoy? I felt like everything we did was just a big excuse so I would be able to pick apart people for a reason. To put something greater together. But now it's like these moments is what is the greater thing. Just sitting here playing, braiding Aisha's hair. Knowing that whatever I've learned can be passed on to something. The other week I was supposed to tell Aisha that. I just remember.
Aisha is on Coriolis, recovering still from what happened in Odason. It's empty without her.
It is. I sigh and I say, that thing you showed me the other day, that book you picked up showing me how to work through the new generations of locks on the gymnastic hordes, that was really impressive. It's like even I would have just gone with my old skills. It's good. You should keep reading things. Really good for your brain.
He nods enthusiastically. Nadina brings you some chai and some dates, and you all share that on the Red Moon. And we cut forward a little bit. San Aristides have called you both to Corell's ready room. Corell plays a heavily encrypted transmission that has come in from Lenova Astir. the stern face of the head of the Astûrban, and the sister of Denai appears. Zenone, I need you and your crew for an extremely sensitive mission. And you see how she pauses for a bit, and then she says, there's a traitor amongst the hegemony. There's a high-ranking Zenithian with access to sensitive information that has chosen to defect. We don't know who for certain, but we believe that this person is planning to defect to the Draconites. The timing of this is incredibly poor, with the election just around the corner. We can ill afford a scandal like this at this time. We need you to liquidate the blood traitor. Be discreet and dispose of the body. Neutralize anyone else who possesses the same information. We can still clean this up ahead of the election, and then this time of violence and upheaval can finally come to an end, and we can unite against the greater enemy under our leadership. Our contact will meet you at the Garden of Seekers and give you the most recent information from our agents. The message terminates, and Corel looks to you both. Well, it looks like you have a clear mission. The Azarita needs to relieve the Ramara by the portal as she heads in for repairs. Sana will be in command as I join you on the Red Moon and we head to the station. And Corel then takes you aside, Carlo. Ezan. The captain has... well, he's asked me to step up for the hegemony. One of the current candidates for the new council, Faidadin Rama, who is the top naval advisor to the captain, he's going to have to withdraw for health reasons. Really bad timing, I know. But what this means is that the captain wants me. He wants me on the Council of Factions, representing the interests of the Zenithian armed forces. This is really good news for our family, he says, smiling.
I'm anxious. It's a great honor, brother, but I worry that it puts you and us all a little bit too much in the spotlight. A target.
You're right. That's going to be dangerous. A lot of people gunning for us. But then again, a lot of people are gunning for us now, too. I mean, this would cement a bright future for all of us. I mean, imagine me on the Council of Factions. It's like a dream.
I lower my voice. I'm a little worried about our union with the Astir, and by proxy the Astûrban. I'm a little worried I'm becoming an errand boy for their work.
The union with the Astir? You have something to share with me, Alam?
Have I been told to not discuss that sort of thing by this point?
No. It just doesn't seem like he knew.
No. Maybe he didn't. It's all happening so quickly. I mentioned very quietly. Well, for potential councilmen, you may want to know, there might be a connection. A marriage. Maybe even a child. It could unify us. But I worry that there'll be consequences that I don't want to pay.
And he smiles a big smile and looks really excited. That's fantastic news. He's trying to hold his voice down. When did you find out?
Very shortly. I wasn't entirely convinced it wasn't a power play, but, well, a power play that benefits both houses, I suppose.
It really does. I'm getting time to process all of this, but it's all good news. Islam's all good news.
Just
we took care of the Nazarene too.
Careful, Carol, please be careful. This is a delicate time, and just be careful. If I can't. What choice do I have in any of this? I kind of wave my hand around a little. I don't think I have anything anymore. I can't say no to a mission. Can I?
I wouldn't recommend it. But this doesn't sound that difficult. It's on Coriolis, after all. I mean, it'll be fine. And I'll try to make sure that you have all the information that you need. And you've done way more difficult things than this.
I nod. I can see how happy he is. How could he not be happy? Us, now the heads of the Zione family. Hell, that child's going to be even more important. I wonder if he, she, they wants that. They won't really have a choice. I didn't have a choice. Although, am I happy with this future I seem to have now? Am I just a hired gun? a hired killer. Maybe. I don't really see if I have a choice anymore. Alright, I think to myself. One more assassination. Maybe when it's all over I can work something out. After all, if my wife is a bloody Astûrban agent, maybe I can use that. Maybe I can do something useful with this power. Maybe. I don't know. I pat Carol on the shoulder and I try and smile.
And he smiles back to you.
As it was, so shall it be again. Councilman Carol. Try and lead well. And just remember, I lean in. I do not believe the mystics are a threat. They need to be dealt with correctly. Don't let the others lead you astray. They don't understand everything.
And he nods seriously. Yes, I understand what you mean.
Aisha must be protected.
He nods. And as it once was, so shall it be again. And we jump ahead again. It's time for the jump to Kua. Cold hissing of the stasis pod and the computer's monotone countdown is muffled as the lid closes and fractal ice roses start to cover the window. Your thoughts touch briefly on the mission. You return to Kua and Coriolis. Your target, your crystal clear orders. The moment stretches out eternally as your cells and synapses are suspended in artificial hibernation. Safe beyond the wall of sleep, you pass through the portal. Space-time collapses in on itself as the darkness bears down on the hull of the ship, desperately attempting to quiet your thoughts forever. In the blink of an eye, you pass through and emerge on the other side. Surrounded by swarms of other ships, a vast caravan of pilgrims heading for the green planet in the distance, for the towering monolith and for the center of the horizon, Coriolis Station. The Salema and Ramara, Legion destroyers, immediately pop up as you exit the portal together with the Zenithian fleet. The system is under heavy guard. The Red Moon departs the Asarita as she moves up to the Salema and Ramara to relieve the Ramara. And Corel joins you in the cockpit as you are flying the ship towards Coriolis, Carlo. Incoming vessel in Portal Field 2, Sector 39. This is Inspector Shaya Sid of Torpedo Ship Jinan 331. The Kuan approach is under Legion protection and safety restrictions are enforced. Transmitting coordinates now for a safe corridor. Stand by for escort. Be advised that protocol requires that any deviation from approved vectors be met with deadly force. And Nadina looks to the both of you from her sensor station. They've mined the passage outside the safe corridors. We must really be worried.
Mines? Yeah, what are they gonna do next? I guess they expect anything at this point.
It won't be a problem. I can get through a minefield. I look to Nadina. I kind of have been very awkward on this journey. And then I look to Pig. And I just say, everything good? Looking forward to a fun mission.
You mean capping someone? Sure. Good old shooty. Get someone holed up, I guess. Yep. I stare into space and the ships around us.
Might not be much longer, you know. When everything is settled and a new council forms and all the elections are done, maybe I can request the Red Moon be given a little bit of... Maybe you and the boy can go off somewhere. Maybe my sister can join you. You can have a little cruise or do some trading or whatever you want, Pig.
I turn around and look at you at this. Yeah? Yeah, I guess that would be nice. You know, I just... For some reason these days all I seem to do, wanna do, was to just have some nice times, you know, enjoy a little ride on the grav bike in the jungles, these sort of things. And I look over towards the Kua as it's towering up, the big planet, the big green planet.
Sounds wonderful. I don't know if I'll be able to join you as much. I have a feeling my time of running away from responsibility is coming to an end, and I'm going to have to do lots and lots of things as a respectable Zenithian bastard.
Yeah, well, you know, in my eyes, you've already qualified for that.
Ha, ha, ha. Yeah. Yes.
What is it you want to do now? I mean, I get to do everything I want to do, Carlo doesn't? Is that what it means?
I don't know if Carlo's going to do much flying anymore. I think Azam is going to be very, very busy. Securing the future and all that. I don't know.
What does that mean? I mean, I saw you talking to Coriolis. He seemed awfully happy. I don't know why he started giggling like a girl halfway through your conversation. Guessing that touched upon something that didn't have to do with killing someone who's about to reveal all his secrets.
No. Good news, I think. I'll tell you later, when we've dealt with the job. And I kind of just turn and focus on the flight monitors.
You do. Did you speak to Nadina about this at all, or has it just been kind of an awkward secret that you've kept?
I think if she hasn't come to me, I haven't gone to her. I've just a bit too distracted.
You've both been very busy. You were given priority clearance and an escort straight from the portal station to the Neoptra spaceport. 2 Golden Hegemony fighters are joining you and guide you into the hangar. And as you step onto the platform on Coriolis and you look out across the main hall below the Neoptra spaceport, you see an ocean of pilgrims, merchants and hands waiting in long lines to be processed through Customs Point 1. There's kava stands and aporias that occupy the limited space that remains, overcrowded with tired travelers deciding to try their luck at customs later in the day. You, however, are guided to the much shorter queue of dignitaries and courtesans that are let in through a side entrance, rushed through customs. The fast lane on board, available only to the rich and famous. The boy and Nadina are with you as well. Everyone needs to be processed after arrival. Corel immediately begins making his way towards what he needed to do. And you emerge in Coriolis Station proper. And as you do that, you see the bulletin holoscreens above the amphitheater showing the news. Mafra Sarmin's familiar face fills the screen. And here is our next candidate, Soba Hernan. Tell me, why should the voters elect you to the Council of Factions? And the cameras cut away to a middle-aged, light-skinned woman wearing a flat white cap and discreet Zenithian makeup. Thank you for having me, Mafra. Well, my platform is one of Third Horizon unity, something I'm especially passionate about after the tragedy in Uharu. There are riches and resources out there, and she turns to face the camera, that are kept from the people because of cultural bias and ancient conflicts. Now, with the Yanagir fleet's disappearance and all that, the time has come for the less developed systems, such as those in the Quadrant of the Pillar, to accept their place in the true community of the Third Horizon. We must evolve and embrace this new era together. And it doesn't take you long to get to the Garden Seekers, where you're supposed to meet your contact, who turns out to be an old friend? Judicator Akuba Kosha. This tall woman, she's leaning casually against the railing of the bridge in the garden, looking down at the red and turquoise shimmer of the Miran carp in the pond below. Our paths cross again, Carlo, Peg. I hope you've been well. Appion is there too, wearing his Cherub-like mask, and he bows very deep as he sees you. Sahib, this is an honor as always.
Judicator, and you. Sorry, I forgot your name.
Appion Sahib. You haven't forgotten.
It's been a while. How you look well.
As do you. But business waits, huh? Judicator Kosha hands you a tag. This has all the information you require. And we have 2 hiding places we think the defector might be in, she says quietly. They have all been used by the Draconites in the past, and we know that our security cameras in the area are most likely compromised. They're not showing us what is really happening. We sent a hit squad earlier, but we lost contact with them. And names pop up on your tabula, Carlo. You recognize the names from this hit squad. These were the people that joined you during the hit on Zalos. Very professional. Really good. You were able to infiltrate the Order of the Pariah's home planet, take out one of their leaders, and leave safely. And Now, contact has been lost.
That's not good. And Judicator, what a pleasure to see you again. I trust things have been good for you now that our... the enemy I thought you were part of, have been dealt a blow. I don't want to say dealt with yet, not yet. But they've been dealt a blow, that's for sure.
You thought I was part of? I'm hurt, Carlo. I'm hurt that you would think so of me.
Well, don't you remember when you left and butterfly ships launched offshore? I put 2 and 2 together.
Well, fortunately you were wrong. No, we're on the same side, Carlo. Very much on the same side. And it's busy times, isn't it? But it's all moving in the right direction, isn't it?
Hopefully. I'm concerned. This team were good. I would led to believe this individual... Well, what do you know about the individual? Is there any further information on their skills and abilities and who they could possibly actually be other than a defector?
We just know that they have access to the highest level of information. They must be from one of the top families. That's what we think, at least. But they're really good. They have covered their tracks really, well, exquisitely, to be honest. We don't think that they would be responsible for taking out the hit squad, though. Can't imagine that one person would stand a chance against, well, our most experienced assassins. No, I think that this is the Draconites doing. They must have eliminated them. And in case you were under some illusion that this would be a walk in the park, this is going to be an extremely dangerous mission because of this fact. You are not the only ones interested in this person, clearly.
Alright, well I suppose it's simple then. Pig and myself will need full weapons access, and maybe this time you and Appion can actually, I don't know, back us up rather than just suddenly fly off in a ship somewhere.
We have your back, don't worry. We'll be right behind you. What's really important is that you not let your feelings cloud your judgment. The mission is everything, and if the traitor is allowed to reveal certain unpopular truths or propaganda, it will jeopardize everything. But you know all this. You know all this already. And she puts her arm on your shoulder, Carlo. It's a very big thing we're asking of you, but we wouldn't do it if we weren't absolutely certain that you were up for it. Your track record is spotless.
Is it now? I don't know about spotless. Everyone forgotten about that time I spent in the prison? I assume you know about that.
Even stars have spots, she says, smiling. And you notice the boy running off, Pig. He seems very excited about something, like he really just books it.
Doomlord! Sorry, I gotta... Yeah. I run after him.
There's 2 women in red jalabas that begin rushing towards him. And they're yelling a name. What is his name, Pig? His real name?
Hamza!
Hamza! Hamza! We thought we lost you, Hamza!
I come up and come over to them. You know him? You know them? I say to Doomlord.
He nods, and Hamza nods, and both of the women are crying, and you see little Hamza, Doomlord, he's also crying, and they look to you, Pig, as you catch up. He was with you? What happened? He's our son. The guards, they said that he died in an accident, that he'd been taken by the order. They saw him on the security footage.
Wait.
That he must have been killed.
These are your parents?
He nods.
I don't know why. I don't know what I should feel. Should I feel jealous? I feel happy. Wow, that's so amazing. Hamza, do you want me to call you Hamza? I lay you down, or should I still call you Doomlord?
He gives you a face that shows that he's not really sure what. That perhaps he just wants you to call him what you used to call him.
As always, perhaps. Oh my! Well, I have a long story to tell you. We've been traveling together for quite some time. He was taken because extremists who thought he had, these mental powers, the mystic powers, and we were on a mission to liberate people that have been taken, and we liberated him, and he's stuck with us ever since.
The guards, they said that he must have been killed when the Order's base was destroyed, that there was nothing left of the body. But
we escaped, like last second, through an escape pod. We went down to Kua. We've been through the jungles. You've been to dinners and galas and everything. He's been on the news. You won't recognize him because we've been wearing all fancy gear and stuff. I don't know if you recognize me because I'm not wearing my fancy robes. He was with us, you know. Sorry, do you know who I am? We came back, you know, the skipped cycle heroes.
The heroes of Uharo. Oh, that's you.
Yeah, and he's one of them. He's one of us. He was with us for that whole thing. Can you believe it?
Do you hear that, my love? Hamza is a hero, and Hamza, say something. Why isn't he?
He had. Did he used to? He's never spoken since we met. We talked through other ways. He's a really good reader, and he can write too. Actually, he started writing. You know, it's still early. I'm sorry. I'm Pig, by the way.
I'm Celeste, and this is Nalani.
Celeste and Nalani. Oh well, I'm mighty pleased to meet you. You live here? You live on Coriolis? Or are you pilgrims?
No, we live on the station. We work in the administration under Governor Dagosian. We have an apartment on the Court Plaza. You should come see us. I'm sure Hamza would appreciate that.
Oh yeah. You're gonna live with you now. Yeah, of course. I guess that makes sense. It's just it's been a while. We grown close. I look down at the boy.
He nods, and then he just hugs you.
I hug him back. Yeah, I stay mostly down on Kua, in the monolith these days. We have a ship though, so it's real easy to come and go. And if I guess by your blessing, we could still go on expeditions sometimes. We really like going on expeditions, and he's really good with technology too, and you know, like picking things apart and putting things together again. You should just seen a friend bot. I make these little bots, and he's making his own too. I'd really like that if we could, yeah, you know, keep doing stuff. Sorry.
And the two mothers, they nod supportively and they smile, and Hamza, he looks you in the eyes and he dries your tears and smiles, and he pats you on the head.
Thanks. Okay. Anyway, let me write down in case you need to hail me. We got some work to do on the station, so we'll be here a little while, and maybe after we're done, we can drop by your place and see how you live and everything.
Yeah, we'd love that, and Hamza would too. The family board a grav car and begin moving off, presumably to go home. And just as it speeds off, you see the window opening, and the boy sticks his head out, and he's smiling at you as it zooms off. I'll see you again, Pig. Come visit. And you hear his voice for the first time. And then he's gone. And it's just you in the Garden of Seekers. It's quiet.
I stand there, stunned. So that's what you sound like. That's, I guess, something I couldn't bring back. Well, I'm not gonna freaking apologize to the others for keeping them waiting. This was important. I shake it out and I head back to them. Yeah, right. So, think we got it pretty clear. Got the last pieces of information here and where we saw the hit squad last.
The adjudicator points to the tabula. Well, there's 2 locations here. You see that it looks like it's a cellar. Oh, that's Elmeida's court. You were there before. And the other location is the sanatorium ruins. You can pick whichever one you want to approach first. One of those we think it'll be. There's definitely been Draconite activity there recently.
I suggest the sanatorium first. I'd rather not pay another visit to cellar. Pig, everything all right? I lean in and I just say, who are those people? What's going on? Something I need to know?
His parents.
Whose parents?
Doom Lords. Apparently his name is Hamza. He just spoke to me for the first time.
Oh.
It was a goodbye. Yeah. Don't need to talk about that now, but we'll talk later. Okay. Yeah. Right. So which site do you propose? Carlo?
There's a bit of an awkward pause, and then I just nod. If they want to talk about it later, they want to talk about it later. Yes, I suggest the sanatorium first, so that we don't have to deal with the folks in the cellar again, at least if we could avoid them. It was a bit of a hassle last time.
Well, then I wish you the best of luck, Appion says, and does a deep bow. And the adjudicator also bows, and they leave the 2 of you alone. You have all the equipment that you need, stashed in a location that has been pointed out to you. And yes, you know the way to the sanatorium.
Well, in that case, we'll go pick up the gear, load out the mission. I want this to be quick, quiet, and efficient. I don't want to deal with any Draconite assassins. I don't really care about the why on this particular mission. It just needs to be done so we can move on. So, yes, let's use the info to find the best route forward, get armed, and do this mission.
And you move through the hustle and bustle of Coriolis station. People everywhere. There's so much people. And Pig, as you are passing through the streets on the way to the sanatorium, you see a group of people dressed like Coriolis guards, but there's an emblem that you've never seen before. It says Sentinel Brigade. And you notice that a lot of these people have tattoos matching those of the Syndicate. And you see that they're joining another group who's in the process of beating up a group of youngsters with their batons. And those are not just any people. You recognize some of them. That's Jasenia and Kasim. They're from the Children of the Song.
I step up. Hey, what's going on here?
Now, who are you then? Sod off.
Well, what are you doing to these people? What do they do to you?
They're infected. We have to get rid of them. Orders.
Get rid of them? What? What do you mean infected? If they're infected, they need proper treatment. You need to take them to a clinic.
The one of the Sentinel Brigade guys pushes you away. This isn't for civilians, all right? Circulate. Move away.
Some kind of syndicate poser guard? Think you are doing?
We're with the Coriolis Guard, and we have authority here. Now, move off before we have to make this really unpleasant. You see him kind of holding his hand over his weapon. And this is something that you see as well, Carlo, of course.
I frown, I head over, I kind of gently try and get Pig's attention as I say, Pig, what are you doing? We don't have time to help people on the street, random people.
I suck my teeth and I turn away, give him a shrug, and I shrug Carlo off. Carlo, I got a real bad feeling. Look, when was the last time you talked to Aisha?
Well, not since I last checked in on her on Kua. You know, she's still in medical care.
Yeah, I don't know why. I got a bad gut feeling, man. This informant, whoever it is that we're supposed to take out, supposed to be someone from the high ups, from one of the important families. I don't know why, man. I don't know why. I got a really bad feeling. Listen, me and Aisha, we've been part of the movement of the children, the ones that they think are infected. These people that they're beating up.
What? Why? I told you to.
Listen.
I told her to keep a low profile. What do you mean movement? Oh gosh, what have you been up to?
It's a peaceful movement. It's just singing songs, worshiping. She's finding peace. She's finding a way to. I guess we're both finding a way to move forward after what happened to Farouk and all the people that with the mystic powers that got taken care of. Man, I sound brainwashed myself. Killed, you know.
I understand. I already understood that, but so she's been. Okay, so what? Okay, and you've just been singing songs. You sure you haven't done anything else? Haven't been involved in any plans they have?
No, nothing like that. Nothing. But if she would decide that something has been going in a bad way, I don't know, man. She's an idealist.
Well, yes, and she's also in a medical bay on Kua, so I'm not worried that she's not going to be a top military target betraying everybody, Pig.
Yeah. No, of course not. It's
now, I look to the people and I say, now I understand. Okay, so I understand that you have sympathies for the Mystics. I do too, and I understand. I'm going to ensure that things don't go badly for them, but you have to understand that there is a concern. I whisper. Intel that I have apparently suggests that it's the emissaries who are responsible for the problem in the first place. Remember the emissaries, the ones you don't trust? Apparently they are the ones making people mystics or spreading the... however it's spread.
I narrow my eyes. Yeah. I haven't thought about that for a while.
Exactly, so we need to be careful, and you need to be careful. People need to be careful at a time like this about things coming out and telling you they are your gods or they offer salvation. We literally just dealt with a whole bunch of people who thought the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, I know the mystic powers did show up at the same time as the emissaries did.
So this is stuff for later on. We can't worry about it now. I'm sorry, you can't do anything to help them. Just keep your head down and promise me that you're going to help me get... she has to stay out of this from now on, okay? No more singing songs. Or you can do it together privately, but please don't go to any more meetings with children of whatever.
I think, we all gotta lay low. Things will pass. Things will grow better. We'll find different ways. Sure, Carlo, yeah.
Carlo, this is perhaps a good time for me to highlight that whether you want to do something about this or not, you do have papers that will identify you as being part of the Astûrban. You can put a stop to this if you want. They would scatter if you show that, hey, this is Astûrban business. But if you want to or not, is completely up to you. You don't have any real reason to help these people, aside from the fact that the pig said that they had some dealings with them and were apparently part of them. But whether you help them or not is completely up to you. I'm just saying, you can if you want.
I click my teeth a little. I look at Pig. I just very quickly walk forward to whoever seems to be heading these people up, and I just flash a tablet at him. These individuals are part of higher investigations than you know. Let them go and move on.
And you see the man's eyes widening. Hey, guys. Yeah, we don't want any trouble. And they begin backing away.
Yeah, thanks, Carlo.
All right, come on. And they begin moving off, and you see these youngsters. Some of them have been beaten up quite badly, but no one's going to die from this. Just needs to heal a little bit. And one of them looks up. It's Kasim. He sees you, Pig. Pig! You saved us.
Yeah, look. We gotta lay low, okay? I know we can all feel it. We know the tensions. We can hear the songs. whatever it is, and whoever you're gonna meet, I know we want a lot to change, okay? But this is dangerous.
You're right. It's not safe for us on Coriolis anymore. We're heading down to Kua. Many of us have gathered at the monolith. Led by Aisha, actually. The machine icon is singing for her directly, and she's leading prayers. Something big is happening. You should come with us, Pig. This is no place for us.
I move forward and I grab this individual by the collar. What did you just say? What is Aisha doing?
Calm down. This is...
Who's this?
This is Carlo. This is Izam, Aisha's brother.
Oh, yeah. She's down in Kua, leading prayers. Don't worry, it's nothing dangerous. It's just.
If you go down to Kua, if you meet her, then just. I know this is big, and it's been for all of us. But when it comes to people's safety, the health, we just... Maybe this whole infected thing is gonna blow over. I mean... Can you just tell her from me to be careful?
I will. You be careful too. You come join us later.
No, they're not going to join you, and you. I'm the one who's responsible for you two living now, or not being beaten up even worse. You tell your people it's time to stop. You need to get out of Kua, get out of this system, and just lay low, you idiots. Your cause is nonsense, and you're just going to get yourselves and others killed.
Come on, Carlo, let's go.
He just kind of looks at you shocked, and then just nods, and then leads the others away, and you see them disappearing into a alley. And yes, there you are, and you're actually pretty close to the sanatorium now. You're at the Infoteca, where you broke in a while back, and you see the sanatorium right over there. What do you do?
I am heading forwards. I've been silent for a bit, and I just mutter to Pig as we close in, moving forward carefully. As soon as this is done, we've got to... I'll organise getting us to Kua. We need to get Aisha. We need to... She's supposed to be healing! Stupid!
Shh. Come on. I know. I know. We both... Look, we're both trying to look after her. She'll listen.
I need you to help me, Pig, please. I understand you think you have some revolution to win, but this is not the time for revolutions. In fact, things are going to get very, very... probably worse before they get better, you understand? Right now, the mystics and people who go around forming revolutions are going to be targets.
Kimada, did you see that? Sentinel Brigade? What kind of bullshit is that? Is that they hiring the Syndicate to do their little dirty deeds now?
The Syndicate, it seems, are siding with the hegemony, so I'm sure they'll have their own angle.
Yes, you will remember that the Syndicate is now filling much of the same role as the Free League filled before. They've come in and taken over a lot of those operations, and yes, some of these security details also now seem to be headed up by the Syndicate.
They have their role. I don't mind Syndicate fighting each other, but putting them as gods, that's a bad idea. You can say that as well as I can.
Well, of course I agree, but no offense, you're the one who still says your old contact is worth something. I know you have business with them, still. Don't know what, not my business, but...
That's what I'm saying, you know. Look at you and me, we're ex-smugglers. We used to work Syndicate jobs too. It's just a matter of putting them in a position of actual power. That's... Everyone has their place. You give these people authority to use violence? Oh, they're gonna use violence.
Well, friends and allies and enemies and all kind of blur. I don't know, Pig. I don't know how much control we have. Okay. Get this mission done. And then we go back to Kua. And we make Aisha see reason.
Yeah.
And yes, the sanatorium, the main gate has been destroyed. And you remember when this happened, Carlo, because you were here. And the marble floors, white walls, and high arched ceilings of the sanatorium itself are all charred by the fire that happened here. 2 archways lead from the first hall to the courtyard, This surrounded by the open galleries and balconies of the higher floors. The courtyard is just ash and burnt trees, with the flowing hills and serpentine mosaic paths looking more like a battlefield than the place of rest and meditation that it used to be. The air still smells a little bit of smoke. And there are several low white buildings in the courtyard made from coon clay that are now charred and burnt out. And as you've moved in a little bit, you see something that really should not be here. There must not be a lot of people passing through here. I mean, why would they? Because if they would have been, they would have seen the bodies of the 4 people that lie strewn about the rubble. They're wearing Zenithian body armor and top-of-the-line gear.
I will attempt to go a little closer. Is this perhaps the missing strike team?
You see one of the faces and recognize it. Yes.
What's going on?
The strike team were taken out before they could find the target. It's believed the Dragon Knights are safeguarding the target. We need to be very careful, Pig, and very quick. Alright, keep an eye out. I'm going to see if I can try and access any electrical surveillance or any terminals in the area, if they are still active and haven't all just been powered off.
There is one that is active here, somehow still functioning. You can roll for data, Jin.
No successes, so perhaps it's time to spend a darkness point as I pray to the Faceless One. And that time I get 2 successes.
And you are able to bring up very recent security footage, actually, that shows a short woman in Solosian robes offing this strike team with an accelerator rifle. And just as you're looking at this footage, you hear a voice. A female voice with a clear Solosian accent, coming from somewhere in the shadows. Come to celebrate your achievements, Zenone. All you're gonna find here are the ghosts of the dead brothers and sisters who worked here. Congratulations. Your hatred of the Order has succeeded in driving them off the station. Oh, I forgot. There are the bodies of your dead hit squad, of course. I had some fun with them. I hope you won't miss them. Self-defense and all that.
I'll slowly attempt to reach for my weapon, but I'll do it slowly, and I'll just say aloud, at the end of the day, the Order of the Pariah chose their side. They could have stopped at any time, and they refused.
I should kill you. I really should. But that won't bring anyone back. We know that you're not with the Nazarene. But we know that your faction has been infiltrated. The Astûrban, the ship families, they are everywhere. At least one of the new candidates for the council are in fact agents of the Nazarene. Bet you didn't know that. And then there's the sound of sudden gunfire.
As soon as I hear gunfire, I try and roll into some cover.
It's silent, and then you hear, woohoo! It sounds a lot like Appion. And you see Judicator Kosher rising up from a hidden position. Well done, we finally got her! And Appion rushes down. What do?
I look about and I move forward and I say, who is it?
Undone by her own need to monologue her evil plan and spew lies. Very entertaining. He kicks a body that's lying there in the shadows. He lifts his mask slightly and spits on it. Order of the Pariah Assassin.
I feel a bit disgusted for some reason. I take a few steps back, look around the place, just turn my back on what's going on.
I head over to the body quickly where Appion is. I want to see this person. I'm filled with I have a cold sweat, realizing I came this close just getting shot just now, but also what did they mean? What do they, I mean, the Order of the Pariah are the ones who were infiltrated by the Nazarene.
Yes, that's definitely something that you saw evidence of, yes. The Grandmaster Sameshalim, the one that you killed, he was a Nazarene agent, you know that much, and I mean, everything that the Order of the Pariah has been doing is clearly something that would gain the forces of the First Horizon and the Nazarene sacrifice, so yes. Everything you've seen indicates that, of course, that's what they were.
Not to mention, even if we were infiltrated, like, several forces of the Hegemony, the Legion, just wiped out a whole bunch of Nazarene, and they wouldn't have just... I need to see this person.
You killed him. That's right. You killed a lot of Nazarene sacrifice. They couldn't have wanted that, could they? the body. It's a short woman dressed in Zelosian robes. It's the one that you saw on the security footage, and you recognize her immediately, Carlo. It's the assassin from Dolcassars, the soothsayer. You saw her in the streets first, and then you saw her at the party. And then all hell broke loose. You even saw her in that proxy trip that you took. You saw her there too.
I see.
You're avenged, Zenone. The killer is dead, Appian says.
I tilt my head at Appian and briefly say, one of them. Why did she...
Yes, there are more left to kill. I'm so excited.
I start trying to pat down her corpse. Does she have anything on her? Any data pads? Any information?
That's the thing. She's a professional. Nothing except some ammunition.
I turn to the adjudicator. So, shall we, that's where we were? We were some kind of bait this time? Bit nice to know that.
No, not bait, no. As I said, we followed close behind. She was going to be out here somewhere.
Wait a minute.
We got her.
Who? I understand she's this assassin. I recognize her, but who is she in the hegemony? It was supposed to be a high-ranking individual with access to an awful lot of information. I don't know who this person is. Out of her alias.
Oh, no, don't get me wrong. The mission still remains. You've just eliminated the biggest threats. Now we just need to find this traitor, and we need to deal with the Draconites, that's all.
Yeah, she did say she took care of the hit squad, so guess that explains that.
Oh, I see. Oh, nothing can be easy, can it? Alright, I guess we continue into the ruins then.
Yes. And you search around the sanatorium ruins, and, well, aside from these bodies and the dead assassin, there's nothing really that indicates Draconite presence. You check a few of the security consoles, and there is something that shows that the Draconites were here some time ago, but it's been weeks. Can't be where this traitor is located. Perhaps the other location?
I let out a heavy sigh as I realize, yes, I guess we have to go there. I'll inform the Judicator and Pig. Nothing here then, I suppose. Well, it's obviously the cellar. I really hope we don't have to deal too much with the ruler of the undercellar.
Maybe they can help us this time.
Maybe they can. And you begin making your way towards the cellar.
You have listened to an episode of Red Moon Role Playing, where we play the campaign Mercy of the Icons for Coriolis, which is published by Free League. In this third part, we are taking on the Last Cyclade. The music was created by Alpha Zone and Sabled Sun and was used with permission from their label Cryochamber. Please check out cryochamber.bandcamp.com or their YouTube channel for more of their lovely dark ambient. We also used the official Coriolis soundtrack by Stars on the Black Sea. We'd like to give massive thanks to our champions of the Red Moon: Martin Heuschober, Simon Cooper, David, Julia, Camilla, Bob Lange, Cameron, Graham Barey, Doug Thomson, Lily, Mike Parker, Maciej, and Black Templar for their generous support. And we'd of course also like to thank all of our other patrons. Without your support, this show would not be possible. If you want to support our work, please check us out on Patreon. You can get access to bonus campaigns for Cultivated Lost, Call of Cthulhu, and Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay there, and you can also get early and raw access to all of our recordings and hear your name read on the show as a champion of the Red Moon, as well as play some Cult with us. Most importantly, that support is what keeps the show going, so do check us out there. Thank you again for listening, and remember that Uhaya has traversed the darkness to guide us.